It's a crisp Thursday evening at Seattle Center at the vaunted old facility called Memorial Stadium, and it's a renewal of a Metro League rivalry as the Rainier Beach Vikings host the Franklin Quakers back in the Sound Division and fighting and jostling for playoff position. It's Rainier Beach and Franklin coming up next on Demand. On Seattle Center's Memorial Stadium, it's Rainier Beach versus Franklin in a renewal of the Sound Division Metro League rivalry. It's Comcast On Demand presenting the Metro Game of the Week, brought to you by Banner Bank. With the hurricane defense of the Quakers and the air attack of Aaron the Gun Harris set to swamp the Vikings' voyage to the playoffs, we'll see about that shortly. For the three keys to the game, let's go to Larry Sonato. Larry?
Thanks, Tom. We're down here on the field at Memorial Stadium. We've got the three keys to the game from Coach Mark Haley of Rainier Beach and Coach Naika Long of Franklin. Those three keys are for Rainier Beach to stop Franklin's passing attack, led by Aaron the Gun Harris. Second, for Franklin to stop the running attack and the short pass, as led by Rainier Beach quarterback Marcus Allen Wells. Third, this game is going to have the aspect of a track meet. Speed may take it all. In that case, we're talking about taking away the rhythm of your opponent. Also, injuries may hurt the Quake running game. And now, Tom, back up to you after this message.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. Tonight's Metro Sound Division matchup between Rainier Beach and Franklin. Now to talk with Coach Long for the Quakers, Larry Sonato.
Thanks, Tom. I'm down in the field pregame with Franklin Quaker coach Naika Long. We were talking ahead of time about the fact that this is going to be a real track meet. Tell us about what you're expecting.
I expect there's a lot of talent on both sides of the ball, so I expect a fast-paced game. Like I said, a lot of talent, and we're going to try to take advantage of it and get our guys in space and make things happen out here and give folks a good show.
You're calling this Soul Bowl 2, right?
Exactly. We named the first game against Garfield, another one of our inner-city rivals, Soul Bowl 1. We're going with Soul Bowl 2 on this one. So far, we're 1-0, trying to make the sweep.
All right, last question. You got an unusual offensive set called your Go set with 5 receivers. Tell us a little about that.
Absolutely. All it is a 5-receiver set. We got running backs, wideouts out there, spreading the field out, trying to get our guys in space to utilize their skills the best way possible. And so we call it Ghost. And hopefully you'll see it perfected well tonight.
Excellent, Coach. Thanks, and good luck tonight.
Hey, thank you very much.
And Tom, back up to you.
Thank you, Larry. And here's the starting lineups as announced by the coaches. First, for the Franklin Quakers, Naika Long says the offense will be led, of course, by quarterback Harris, Aaron the Gun Harris, number 13. Key running back will be number 14, Leon Nelson. Also on offense, number 61 on the O-line, Juwan Buchanan. Number 21, Jesse Hobson. Number 23, Roger Garrett. Number 25, Derek Long. Look for them in the wide receivers. Also in the O-line, number 50, Dominique Wilson. Number 51, Louis Solo. Number 54, Robert Ballard. And number 55, Nicholas Senni. The starting offense for the Quakers. Now for Coach Mark Haley of the Rainier Beach Vikings, the starting defense includes 5'11" defensive back Michael Berry, number 2. Also in the backfield, Thomas Williams, number 6. Raymond Fields, number 7. And number 9, A.V. Castro. Look for him in every facet of the game. Linebackers include 19, Andre Perry Miller. Number 22, Jamari Hopwood. Number 30, Marquise Powell. And number 31, Dominique Shaw Jones. On the defensive line, you're going to have Aaron McKnight, number 50, along with number 54, Anthony Segi, and number 61, Alicia Ulu Malona. Number 71, John Hampton, and number 74, Alofa Ta, also on the defensive front for the Vikings. And there's a starting lineup for tonight's game. Should be a good Metro League Sound Division matchup. Larry, I'm very excited about this game. Metro League always has a sense of excitement in football, and it's really a privilege and a pleasure for us to be providing this game today.
I'm looking forward to this game, Tom. I see it as two evenly balanced teams. Franklin is going to be hurt a little bit by injuries to their running backs, but otherwise between their running attacks and their passing attacks, these teams, they're both winning teams and they're both fairly balanced.
And of course, for the Vikings, Michael Jordan, the nephew of Corey Dillon, not available due to injury as well. Set to kick off. The Quakers put it high in the air, and it's at the 15-yard line. A little bit of exchange questions as it cuts field back towards us. Number 2 gets around the corner at the 30 and goes out of bounds at the 37. Good lick there. And that's Michael Berry with the return. So that looks like a 22-yard return as Roger Garrett forces him out of bounds. And that's a forceful knock out of bounds for Garrett and the Quakers. But the Vikings are set to start the first series of the game at the 37-yard line, 1st and 10. I want to say thank you to Banner Bank and Comcast On Demand, who underwrite the efforts to bring this to you. How wonderful it is to dial it up and bring the best youth sports activities to you at home for your viewing pleasure. Tomas Meath alongside Larry Sonato. First offensive play from scrimmage. Under center, the quarterback Marcus Allen Wells calls the signals, spins and deals to the lone back in I formation who cuts across left tackle, eluding several tacklers. That's number 7, Raymond Fields. And he's close to a first down. Will be about 2 yards shy as they line it up on the 45-yard line. So the air attack and the vaunted Hurricane defense for the Quakers, and the balanced attack and certainly capability of Allen Wells to put it in the air with 875 yards, who are visiting here at Memorial Stadium tonight. At center, number 71, John Hampton, set to hike the ball for the Vikings with a short 32 to go. Single back formation, and they give it to him, showing, and it's around left side, and not expecting as the Quakers defense as they had smothered the up back, and going around left end. Nice job by Marcus Allen Wells as he handed off to number 31, Dominic Shaw Jones, and a big gain for first down and into Franklin's territory at the 30-yard line. That's a 25-yard gain for the Vikings. Big play, first big one of the game. Let's see if they can capitalize. Going the left side again. It's all been left for the Vikings, and they gain maybe 3 yards. As Raymond Fields with his second carry of the day. Black cloud of the Hurricane defense. One of the keys, and Rainier Beach tried to solve it. One big play so far. They go right this time. Fields eludes a block tackler in the back, but he can't get through 2 Quaker defenders. And that's 2 of their big plays. Jesse Hobson and Nicholas Caldwell starting on defense. But they do get 2 yards out of it, so it'll be 3rd and 4. As they're at the 24-yard line, Rainier Beach.
Middle linebacker Eric Baldwin in on that tackle also.
Wide receiver set either way. One in the backfield gets the fake. Allen Wells goes to the left side and with a lick on the intended receiver who is on the play. Big defense by number 21. Jesse Hobson, and concern for the intended receiver who was looking back towards his quarterback to receive the ball and receiving the lick just after it came in and then out of his hands. Jesse Hobson, the defender, number 6. Thomas Williams appears to be okay, the intended receiver.
Tom, we got quite a write-up on Jesse.
Bulls are on this one as in the early going, 4th down and 4 to go. Rainier Beach comes out looking to go for it. They got the power I formation, wide receiver left and a short receiver right. Back to pass. Allens Williams into the corner and overthrows the intended receiver, number 15, Michael Reeve, and a lot of options on that field. So
when he has one-on-one coverage like that.
Good point, Larry. Starting with the ghost set, it looks like 5 receivers right for quarterback Aaron the Gun Harris. And when you say the gun, we'll see him throw it all over the field tonight. He grabs the ball and under pressure immediately goes to the right. And a positive choice right there as he makes half that first down effort all the way to the 30-yard line. Good job by the QB, the leader of this team, Aaron Harris. 6'2", 238. He could be a linebacker in the formation, but he knows how to toss it around. Calling signals to his left. 5 receivers still eligible, so they disguised that ghost set talked about in the early going by you and Coach Long. Underneath on the motion, trying to duck inside. Now ducking outside is the running back who will not get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Tremendous speed showing by Avi Castro coming from deep in the secondary for Rainier Beach. Make that tackle with very little gain.
Sole deep safety for Rainier Beach in their 4-4 defense. 4 down linemen, 4 linebackers. Motion coming to the right. Overbalances the receivers right. They throw in the flat to the right, and a nice block frees him up. He'll be in first down territory to the 40, and he's knocked out of bounds, and a late flag coming from the near line judge at the 35-yard line. So we'll see what that's all about.
While we're awaiting the penalty, Tom, if you really think about it, you're going to have 5 receivers out. You've only got 1 running back. You want that man to be able to run and throw. And say at 6'3" and 238.
Their own 23. Trips right now for Harris. He's got slot formation to his left. And he's got the shift again. In motion. And under quick pressure, Rainier Beach anticipating the snap there, and 3 tacklers swarm around to make the stop on Harris. And in on the play for the Vikings, number 3, Najee Ali, along with number 3.
Nicely.
Avi Castro back to, and it will be 4th down. Castro just inside the 50 for the punt, which is scooped up by the surface. Nice job back to his own territory. Castro at the 48, cuts across midfield, and a behind-the-back block will keep it there despite Castro's efforts to get to the 33-yard line. So that's a 24-yard return that will be erased by a heads-down play, if you will, blocking it back any time. Officials will throw the laundry on that one. So they may mark it back from the 44-yard line. We have a wide receiver left. That's number 9. And that's Avi Castro. Try to get him involved. The sole running back set. Alan Williams under pressure, and Alan Wells gets it away. Intended receiver lets it slip through his hands as he looks back to the ball. Thomas Williams may have been looking over his shoulder and making plays in the early going for Franklin. Alan Marcus the fake, the inside handoff, and he's going nowhere as the vortex collided 7 yards deep in the backfield for the Vikings. And I saw number 81 back there, as well as Leon Nelson, number 14, pressing the corner from the outside linebacker position, and that tone. So that was actually a warning. There's no yardage marked off. It'll be still 3rd down and 12 to go. In the backfield, Marcus Allen Wells looks down the middle, and he had an open receiver but throws just a bit shy. Defending on the play, number 44 on the defense is Eric Walden, the Express they call him, but that was an underthrown ball. Unable to penetrate in their 2nd series into Franklin territory. We have 2 receivers back, anticipating a shortest punch. Castro will do the punting duties. Jesse Hobson, the far receiver near to us. It looks like Leon Nelson, and he's a big play. They go to Hobson, who gives a bounce, gathers at the 20, gets around the first defender, cuts to the right side, cuts up the middle to the 40, he's across the 45, and just barely to the 45 when he's finally brought down by 2 Viking defenders, led by number 7, Raymond Fields, and helped by Marquise.
Tremendous hits. That was one of them.
Big hits by the defense, and they were charged with keeping control. 23-yard gain on that return for Franklin. Not bad. They operate from their own 43. The pitch back going around the left side and burying his head into Castro as the running back. That's running with authority back there. Andy Castro's a tackler. Number 44 is the runner for Franklin. That's considered in every facet of the game to finish your sentence. 3rd and 3 on a 7-yard gain by Walden. The gun, the shift, the motion, hands off to Jesse Hobson. Gets some help around the corner, but look at the swarm of white jerseys. As Rainier Beach says, we've got a swarming defense too, and the loss on the play for 2 points on a safety from the defensive position earlier. Rainier Beach coming off that disappointing 20-16 loss at West Seattle, undefeated West Seattle, who beat O'Day in a cross-sectional rivalry in the Metro League for the first time in the history of the school. Rainier Beach trying to get back on track for their sound division positioning. Pass play down the middle of the field for the Quakers, and a long throw by the gun, Aaron Harris, showing that as he puts it in the air for 45 yards, and immediately the tacklers are there for Rainier Beach. Marcus Allen Wells, the quarterback, doing the defensive honors, and immediately the Quakers set up. Long. It's got a sense of pep in the step of the Franklin Quakers this season and tonight. 3-2 record in the Sound Division. Handoff off the middle to Leon Nelson, and he's down into first down territory inside the 10 for the Quakers. So you expect the pass in the air attack of Aaron the Gun Harris, which gets them into Viking territory, Larry, but what a nice run up the middle. You got 3 in the backfield, and again looking to the sideline. QB Aaron Harris has got 2 backs with him, 1 receiver right, 2 left, looking to punch it in here from the red zone. Their first play from such a position against the Vikings tonight. High snap controlled. Harris looks into the end zone, and it's incomplete. Was that the throw or the defense, Larry?
That was a drop catch. That ball was there.
Okay, so we'll say neither. Intended receiver again for Harris. He's up the line of scrimmage to call the blocking signals as well as the pattern. Only a tight end on his right. Rolls left, looks downfield, and into coverage he goes as he wanted to get it in the hands of Roger Garrett, one of his favorite receivers, but that was well defended. And we do have
on-rushing lineman to hold up in that case.
Again, the officials calling it tight, especially good to see in the early going of the game, as noted earlier by you, Larry. Triple backfield, Leon Nelson gets the ball, and he drives towards the goal line, not in though, but he had to elude Castro and another tackler who wanted to get him in the backfield, but a good job of slashing off that right side. And the 5'7", 150-pound wide receiver who was operating from the backfield. He's in the backfield again with 2 others behind Aaron Harris. Second and goal to go from that 1-yard line left side. Good pursuit by Rainier Beach. They get him down before he crossed the goal line. No signals from the referees. They come in and they'll mark it inside the 1-yard line, but Leon Nelson. The up back is Derek Look. They go to Nelson on the right-hand side, and there's a pile of blocking. That one was a little more direct. If you didn't like the slow developing, that was a little bit faster run, but it had a bit of a USC gait to it. His ability, especially in a short yard situation like this. The big 3rd down coming up. Power I formation straight ahead, and rolling right is Harris into the corner, and just out of the reach of a leaning effort by number 23, Roger Garrett. So the right formation, just not quite the placement he wanted.
You know, it was the right conception for a play. Went to the right place.
Back is Eric Wald and Leon Nelson the option. They're going to left this time, and they punch it in. Touchdown for Franklin. And the Quakers take the scoreboard in hand by putting up 6, running their 4th official play from inside the 10-yard line. Hector Weezar in on the play. Snap is up, it's set, it's up, and the kick is good. So early going with 1:06 in the first quarter left. Franklin takes the lead. It's Quakers 7, Vikings 0. This is Comcast On Demand, Varsity Sports with the Metro Game of the Week. We'll be back. Of the Quakers.
I think reasonably they should be at this point, because the leading ball carrier for the Quakers only has 50 yards production so far.
Wow, that 1-yard punch is good for 6, and the kicker who converts the point after kicks it all the way down to the 15-yard line, and snapping it up on the bounce is number 6. No, that's Abby Castro, number 9, running it back on a nice return for 20 yards. And the Castro is the near receiver. One receiver far left. I formation goes to the deep back, and in the backfield, the defensive leader, number 61, Juwan Buchanan, at 6'3", 235, brings the load and wraps him up. And I don't think he got back. Castro goes left this time, keeping an eye on him. Williams to the right. Power eye again. They're looking left. USC left. And avoiding a tackler is the running back, but he only gets 2 yards before he's wrapped up. Trying to go around the quarterbacks, and that's not going to happen. So good job by the Hurricane Black Cloud defense. Leon Nelson. We'll be right back to this Metro League matchup. It's Comcast On Demand, Varsity Sports, Metro game. Now the band's playing and the teams are running. Larry, that track meet you talked about is definitely underway here at Memorial Stadium, 7-0, as the Vikings operate 1st and 10, or 3rd and 8 from the backfield, the effort. And he gets his pass away, and it's caught at the 45-yard line. That's a first down as the Vikings make it into Quakers territory. Hector Weezar with the tackle in the corner position. Nice pressure in the backfield on the quarterback, but getting away. Marcus Allen Wells standing in and delivering the pass. First down, second time in Quakers territory. They try to run right through the Vikings, and they find the Hurricane swarm. As number 6, the running back Thomas Williams is met by Dominique Wilson, as well as Sun Sachau, the senior defensive lineman. And it's hard to pick out those names because that swarming defense definitely wraps them up.
Sometimes we're going more by tendencies than numbers in some plays.
Williams in the backfield. There are 2 back there. Allen Wells looks left and throws over his intended receiver. Abby Castro's got some skills, but he can't jump off the ladder much higher than that. And Hector Weezar all over the field so far. We have him out. Big matchup. Rainier Beach with the ball. 3rd and short. Looks pass in the gut. And nice play as number 31 comes up with it for Rainier Beach. That was well designed as Dominic Shaw Jones, the running back who has 167 yards and 47 tries coming into tonight's ball game, does the job off tackle there. So running play, passing play, if you read the line, shouldn't be troublesome, but you've got to respect the passing play. Receiver is also Thomas Williams. Sole back, and the underneath handoff, keeping on the feet, but not able to get beyond the initial contact with the Quakers is Leon Nelson. What a hit. Leon Nelson, number 14 for Rainier Beach. Vikings. We have Castro left, Thomas right. Deep I formation, second back gets it. Shows. No, it's a pass into the corner, and a good job with that fling down to the 2-yard line. And Castro, with 2 defenders, has to slow down for that ball. Otherwise, he's in to pay dirt for 6. But even though he is well defended, good job reeling in that pass from Allen Wells.
And actually,
pro set actually for Rainier Beach. Wells takes it himself. Allen Wells digs into the end zone. I don't see a marking, but it looked to me like he had crossed into the area as the referees run down the goal line. No signals yet, no hands outstretched into the air. So Allen Wells will be stopped short of the goal line, along with number 6, Thomas Williams. And they hand it off. And again, the officials say did not cross the goal line, although the far official has his hands outstretched, so we'll see as they umpire if that signal holds. And again, it was not a handoff, it was Allen Wells trying to dig it at 6'1", 160. He's setting up for the point after. All-purpose utility infielder Abby Castro set to convert the point after. The ball is down. It's slightly blocked. I think I heard a tip, but its signal is good. We got a tie ball game, 7-7 with 8:09 to go in the second period here at Memorial Stadium. And you talked about a track meet. You talked about the rivalry with the Metro League renewal of Franklin coming back. And boy, this one's a barn burner already. As we have our track star, Abby Castro, set to kick off. 3 receivers back for Franklin. And that one's going to go over their heads deep in the corner. And as soon as it's in the end zone, that's a touchback. So Franklin will operate from their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Special teams, 1st and 10.
Completely agree, Tom.
Aaron the Gun Harris under center. One member in the backfield. It's a pitch to that running back. Leon Nelson gets collared and unable to fully bring him down, is number 50 for Rainier Beach. And that's a big effort for Aaron McKnight, but he needed the help of some others once he cut difference here. It's a 7-7 ball game. 7.5 minutes to go in the half. It's Varsity Sports, brought to you by Comcast On Demand, with the underwriting effort of Banner Bank. We appreciate you're tuning in. Pitch left now, looking for pass, wide open and just overthrown. The intended receiver who gallops halfway to the end zone, even though he wasn't able to flag down that pass on the pitch left. They're going to try it again. Now they're going to run it this time, as unable to get out of the backfield. Number 50, number 54, right next to each other. The linebacker
Pass over and over and over again that we expected to see.
Aaron McKnight, the punter, will attempt to keep it away from Avi Castro, setting up at his own 50 at the 50-yard line. And they purposely aimed to the right-hand side, but the time he took to get there, and Franklin covers it just inside the 35-yard line. It will be down. So great field position for Rainier Beach. Good time for their big-time defense. The Hurricane setting up, defending the east goal. Starting in Franklin's territory for the first time, Rainier Beach operating the 35. Alan Wells, the fake, goes right into the corner again, and intercepted in the end zone for Franklin. Big play for the Hurricane defense. Alan Wells was going for his big-time receiver, Avi Castro, but what a job on defense. It looked to me like number 23 was the defender who picked it off. Nicholas Caldwell, number 20, the interception for Franklin. That's a big play.
That was a great interception. The ball was really well thrown. He intended to stay in the end zone, and his momentum took him out. Instead of stopping and putting his knee down in the end zone, the interception, he came out, and that's where they're placing the ball at the one yard line.
So it was ruled as an inadvertent whistle, and some confusion between the officials and the players there. And we'll see how Aaron Harris and the Quakers operate in this precarious position. 99 yards now to go, so 80 and then 99. And in his own end zone, unable to get out. Nope, they've got him across the goal line.
They gave him forward momentum.
Well, I'm all for that call given how we got to this position. But 3 Vikings converge at the point of the ball right at the Dominic Shaw-Jones adjusts his defense for the Rainier, and we have a whistle. And it will be Franklin with their first time out each team just this year. And good news to note, the Franklin-Garfield basketball rivalry will continue. The 4A Garfield Bulldogs and the Franklin Quakers, longtime rivals. And with the basketball school of Rainier Beach in the vicinity, we have a 3-way rivalry going, I'm sure, as Franklin and Rainier Beach look forward to their winter schedule. Little news on that note this week, Aaron Dotson did not go with Romar and the Huskies, but will play at LSU. Darius Coleman at Garfield celebrating his inclusion in the U.S. Army High School All-Star game later this season. Deep in his own end zone. The throw is complete as the intended receiver skied high. And it's number 21, Jesse Hobson, who does it for him, and a big play for the offense of Coach Long and the Franklin Quakers.
Tremendous catch. He snatched that down one-handed while he was getting caved in on the lower part of his back.
3rd down and short for the Quakers. Now back to the passing game that got them out of the hole, starting at their own 1-yard line. The handoff up the middle. It's going to be first down And a good job and a cross buck from the running back of Franklin.
I think Franklin is confounding Rainier Beach just a little bit in their play selection. When they expect them to pass, they're running. And when they're expecting them to run, they pass.
Franklin sends number 33, Michael Holmes, to the left. We've got trips right, slot formation left. Alone in the backfield, shotgun formation, it's going to be Aaron Harris. As the defensive signals, Quakers show they're going to start from the up stance, passing situation, 1st and 10. Eluding pressure, but not able to elude completely. Wrapped up again by number 51 from the Vikings. Good job as Kevin Edwards gets in on the play along with Aaron McKnight and Anthony Sagui. So pressure from the Vikings.
Great defensive effort by Beach that time. One of the hallmarks of a ghost type.
And 13 to go from the 9. Just inside their own 10. Trips right again. Motion formation in front is Garrett. Shotgun, pressure on the corners. He steps into the middle and hauls the ball downfield, but holding up on the pattern is Jesse Hobson, who felt that he was being impeded by a defender there. There were 3 Vikings defending. Got the track meet happening inside too, and that pressure makes it hard to pick them out, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Situation is 3rd down and a long 13 for the Quakers. Trips right, slot formation left. Still 5 receivers out as Harris is alone in the backfield. Has 1 running back in motion across him. Looks right, the advantage. And the throw to the right is a lateral, apparently downfield, and caught at the 48-yard line. It's Luck. Luck is pulled down from behind by the opposing quarterback for Rainier Beach, Marcus Allen Wells, and what a big play for the offense of the Quakers. 1st down in Vikings territory for the 2nd time in this first half.
Absolutely brilliantly conceived play to pull that off.
A 61-yard pass play, and it's been the pass plays that have moved the stakes here for both teams. 36 yards to go to hit pay dirt and take the lead on a 7-7 tied ball game. Aaron Harris checks to the sideline for the signals. They're set up in trips right, slot formation left. Looks like either a 1 deep or 2 deep cover situation for the Vikings, and a timeout will have to be called to sort things out. The 2nd timeout by Franklin. So there, Brian of Alabama fame in the backfield, motion toward him. Overloads the left side. Harris now again, pressure from the Vikings. He ducks through the pressure, looks deep in the left corner where it's a basketball stand-up, and it's going to be a touchdown for the Vikings as Jesse Hobson out-leapt number 31 for Rainier Beach. The defender unable to make the play. Dominique Shaw-Jones was in great position, and Hobson touchdown.
We may have a situation here, Tom. I think Dominique Shaw-Jones is going to claim that he was pushed off. And
that's exactly the call, Larry. Well called, as the Rainier Beach defender unable to come down with it. Claimed he was pushed from behind. Hobson just thinking he was jumping up for the ball, and it should be like any rebound attempt. Of course, over the back often called in that situation, isn't it?
Shaw-Jones actually had
offensive pass interference, and Franklin now operates 1 yard into their own area. And we'll have a momentary stoppage by the officials to sort things out.
Great effort by Harris, by the way, to get free. He was basically trapped behind the line of scrimmage, did a little wiggling, and came up and threw the ball at the last second.
To be able to fill in when someone's not available. Harris has 1 running back to help him out. 2 wide receivers are dropped off the line, so a tight formation for Franklin. Looking much more conservative. Again, he heels it off to the left, and the pass intended for Hobson, who falls to the surface this time, unable to draw any laundry, and defense pretty good in coverage for Rainier Beach. Brings up a 3rd and 25 for Franklin. Make that 3rd and 30. Got to get to the 21-yard line. And 30 yards away, they hand off right side. Just try to get back into Rainier Beach territory. And the short scat back does it. It's Leon Nelson, who's kicked out of bounds by quarterback for Rainier Beach. That was Colin Marcus, number 10.
Thomas Williams on the stop.
Back in shotgun, so modified modern T for Franklin. And a soft toss back to him. He looks inside, and there's defensive interference as Derek Look, the intended receiver, number 25, got pushed this time himself from behind.
Michael Berry, the defensive back, was in essentially good position. He just made his move a little bit too early, and he draped himself. Sometimes you can hide your arms and you can influence the receiver. He didn't do that. He came right over the top like he was placing a cloak on it.
Line. Sorting things out, Harris again, modified T. The shotgun formation has a slot to the right, one receiver wide left. Hand off again. They're going to try and go around in, and Rainier Beach is there, but staying on his feet is the running back. And Leon Nelson runs short. He's hard to find in there, almost like a Jaquez Rogers, who's of recent fame for Oregon State. And we have one injured player down on the field at the 5-yard line for Rainier Beach later in the game. Second and five for Franklin. Quakers now. Rolling right, Harris. Options, and again he throws low, and it looks like it's received by Leon Nelson. So, my goodness, talk about diverse, skillful athletes, and this is a very sophisticated high school offense we're watching tonight.
I'm surprised the Quakers are not running.
Unbalanced line left. Slot receiver right is Hobson. No one on the left for the Quakers, so they're looking at the short side of the field. The handoff to Nelson. He gets stopped, but he keeps going. Push in towards the goal line. He's on the 1-yard line. Nice first down run with 54 seconds ticking away here at Memorial Stadium on a 7-7 ball game. The Quakers, all the unbalanced line is right for the Quakers as Walden's the sole running back. The big guy gets the ball on the left side, trying to punch it in, but we have two Viking defenders that say no, and a little bit of body language says, not in my house. Good job by Luis Solo. And spiking the ball to stop the clock with 7 seconds to go. An alert play by Aaron Harris, and the whole team to the line of scrimmage to make sure that one's ready to go. They give up the down, but with 3rd and goal to go, and that running play by number 44, Walden, lost a yard with the play by number 51 for Rainier Beach.
What will be interesting is whether they try to take the time for one quick pass play, and
it's a 4th down. They're not going to go with the 3-pointer, but from the 3-yard line, shotgun formation to pass by Harris. A little bit of pressure, soft touch into the end zone, and he catches it, comes back out, and goes back in. And that's Leon Nelson with the touchdown for Franklin. 6 points for the Quakers.
Beautiful soft touch, very catchable ball, laid out way in front of the defender so the defender could not poke away at it. Great pass by Aaron the Gun Harris.
He didn't put a lot of air in it, but he kind of laid it out there for Nelson to run underneath it. Very nice touch. And the touchdown work, holding the ball, will be Harris on one knee for the kicker, Christopher Siri. The kick is up, and it's good. It's 14-7 as the Quakers lead the Vikings in this exciting Sound Division Metro League game.
Tom, luckily, that play took long enough to develop that the clock might have run out had they not completed that play.
Well, they got the touchdown, 1 second on the board, so the short 3-yard pass that consumes all but 1 second of this quarter for Franklin is an outstanding achievement for Coach Long and the Franklin Quakers. The kick by Siri, short and gathered in at the 48-yard line, and that should take the second off the clock as we finish the first half. It's Rainier Beach, the home squad, the Vikings with 7, and the visitors in their return to the Metro League in the Sound Division, the Quakers with 14. 14-7 the ball game score. Along with Larry Sonato, I'm Tomas Mead. This is Comcast On Demand Varsity Sports Metro Game of the Week. 7, here's your Banner Bank halftime scoring recap. Well, it was back and forth in the first quarter, but finally with 1:06 left in the opening frame, it was the Quakers to get on board with a 1-yard run by running back Hector Huizar. Point after was good, and with a 3-minute 46-second drive of their own, Rainier Beach punched it in with a quarterback Marcus Allen Wells punching it in after 3 tries. He scored from the left-hand side. Rainier Beach was knocking on the door again, and a long 30-yard pass play into the corner to Avi Castro was picked off by number 20, Nick Caldwell, and was officially ruled down at the 1-yard line. So a long 99-yard drive kept alive by a 62-yard pass play from the gun, Aaron Harris, and a 3-yard pass play scores it for the Quakers. It's good to Leon Nelson, who's been all over the field tonight. That's our score, 14-7. Now for a discussion with the Rainier Beach coach Haley. Let's go down to Memorial Stadium, 14-7. Rainier Beach to kick off to Franklin in the west end. Again, the Quakers with 3 deep receivers. Avi Castro, the kicker for Rainier Beach. Hobson, the center receiver, goes right down the middle where Nelson has it. Skip through his legs, gathering in. Hobson stumbling at his own 5. Can't get back to his feet, but finally does, inviting the whole Rainier Beach squad to have a shot at him. So good job by Hobson to make sure there's no loss of possession in this initial kickoff. All of 16 seconds to get that first special teams play underway. And now Franklin again operating from their own 5-yard, finally throwing into the end zone where Leon Nelson converted for the go-ahead touchdown. Left side is being tested, and Nelson tries to get around corner there. And Hobson and Nelson in the trouble in the backfield again for the Quakers as Rainier Beach comes up with it. I should say comes up with a defensive stop. It will be to the 5-yard line, so that brings up as Sammy Madu in on the stop for the Vikings. 3rd and 9 for Franklin now. So deep to the right. Nelson and Harris in the backfield. Roger Garrett, the receiver on the left. They go to the right. The deep throw from Harris. And a good job running under the ball.
When you're throwing deep from your own end zone, you're usually trying to go for the first down and not the home run.
Dominique Wilson attempts to get it away from his own end zone, and a pretty good job as it bounces across the 35-yard line of the second and fourth quarter yield for Franklin. The running play left side, Rainier Beach, and trying to stay at his feet is Williams, and a good job making Rainier Beach work to earn that tackle. Whose name we've called on both ends of the field here today. Allen Wells checks his right side where he has one wide receiver, I formation behind him. In motion as Castro gets the end around left. One good block, and the tackler has no problem fighting through it to bring down Castro. So that's quite an accomplishment by that swarming Black Cloud defense. Left for Allen Wells. Pass play, blindside tackle coming in. Unable to get it away is Marcus Wells, and a big play coming in from the right side, number 21. And that's number 31 actually with a tackle, Jeffrey Alexander for Franklin. Big play. Looking downfield, I didn't see many options, but it's hard for the quarterback to see anything when you back to punt Castro. 2 receivers in to receive. And Castro tries the fake. He tries to get around court at the 40. He'll be pulled out of bounds at the 35-yard line, so unable to convert on a surprise play. And if you're going to do that, Avi Castro's a good guy to have the ball in his hands, but he can't get around that alert Franklin defense. So Franklin operates 1st and 10 in their own 34. Pretty good field position for the Quakers. Bouncing out to the right side, Leon Nelson, and he can't find some room there as he looks for help from the blocking of the wide receivers, Jesse Hobson for Franklin, as well as touchdown so far, 14-7. Franklin leads Rainier Beach midway through the 3rd period. The fake with the roll left. Difficult role for a quarterback who's right-handed, and the pursuit by Rainier Beach will account for enough. By the time he set up, he had 3 Viking shirts ready to wrap him up. Hampton the leading on the throwback on the screenplay, and again, Rainier Beach is not fooled. And we got 2 defenders out there to credit. The big guy, Terrence Page, at 5'9", 175, playing Vikings. Eddie Castro, 3 yards into his own territory, straight down the field. Wilson will punt for the Quakers. No rush by the Vikings. Wilson's punt gathered at the 43-yard line and going on the left side is Castro looking to break free. And collar's just below the knees. 6.5 minutes to go in this half. This quarter, third quarter, pitch back right side. The swarming Hurricane defense, and still Thomas Williams not called down, not called forward motion done. Receiver number 15. Pro set, looks like pass with the protection scheme. And as he's hit, Alan Wells gets the ball out to Thomas Williams, and the ball comes punch left, Castro is right. Again, the pro set. The second back through, and the ball's on the ground for Rainier Beach. And an alert running back in position to pick it up before Wilson can. Number 31 tries to get untangled and into the end zone. He won't get there. That's Dominic Shaw Jones. And he's their short yardage guy. They count on him left. Castro right. Rainier Beach again, the pro set. Quick jump pass into the middle. And Castro says he's got it in the end zone. Touchdown for Rainier Beach. I didn't see any hands in the signal, but it's 6 points either.
And slap his arm down.
Jarius Wood, the holder, puts the ball down. The kick is up by Castro. And it's blocked by Franklin. So we do not have a tie ball game. A 6-point touchdown score by Rainier Beach on the pass. A jump pass by Joel Allen. The Quakers with a 1-point lead. The score 14-13 at Memorial Stadium. This class to Avi Castro, and everything but a tie game as a big block by the Quaker.
To the right receiver.
You seem to know how to find Castro here. The short kick by Rainier Beach, and the up front guys by the Quakers, very alert, recover it. Good job by the Quakers, as you might not be expecting that here with 4:14 to go in the third period. We'll call the 44th, 1st and 10 to go. Single back for Harris, the quarterback, who goes under center. Receiver wide right. In motion is the near receiver. The pitch back to Nelson. He goes around corner, cuts through one tackler and across midfield, and a good job. There is a flag on the field near where he turned the corner. We might see a holding call here, Larry. Quakers 1 yard into their territory. In motion again by Garrett. The pitch back, double reverse. Lead blocker is Harris. Dodging the Vikings in the backfield is Jesse Hobson, and he will not get back to midfield, or just barely, as Marcus Allen Wells, the big play quarterback, comes up with a big play in the backfield on the defense for a running game, and Rainier Beach not giving an inch on that one. As a matter of fact, with that penalty, it's going to be a long 2nd and 14, or 19 rather, for Franklin. So just a yard into Rainier Beach territory, and the Vikings pushing him back, so a bit of swarm of their own for the light jersey Vikings. The long pass play to the right on the hook back in. Aaron, Gary, and Chris. Shotgun formation, high snap is a floater. Down the field goes Harris, and overthrowing for a punt return interception. It's Rainier Beach at their own 34-yard line, coming up with a big. Castro left, Reeve right. Alan Wells hands it off the left side, 3-yard gain, and Rainier Beach goes to their ground attack. We've talked about their balanced attack, and even though it's 3 yards here and there, it's been the thing that's.
So that makes it more difficult to throw long.
Exactly. So you have a longer game, although we've seen Alan Wells go to the air successfully to Castro, but also picked off in the corner. Setting up at 2nd and 7 is the Vikings. Alan Wells fakes pass, wants to roll right, can't elude the grasp of the Quaker defense. Two of them in there, but it was number 50, Dominique Wilson, along with number 53, or was it Sim as mentioned. Pro set again. Castro left, Reeves right. Looking right is Alan Wells. Good protection down the middle. The pass down the middle intended for number 3. And it's going to be overthrown as Ali Nanchi had some. Jeffrey Alexander and the tall punt by Castro bounces just across midfield, and it has a Rainier Beach momentum to it as it carries over to the 34-yard line.
It's being dropped straight down and shanked off the ankle instead of the foot being extended and getting a long punt.
And one of the few weaknesses we've seen out there in a well-executing offense, defense, special teams game for both teams. Joined by the cornerback. Shotgun formation. Receivers are slot right, Solo on the left. Two backs to help in the protection, four-man front, applying some pressure for Harris and the Quakers. The screen passes out to the right, and lunging forward, the receiver, Leon Nelson. So beginning to see it near me. This is Comcast On Demand Varsity Sports alongside Larry Sanau. I'm Tomas Mead, and we thank Banner Bain as information. Franklin has a slot right, one receiver far left for Aaron Harris. Spins and deals it to the deep back, Leon Nelson, who outruns the tackler and then runs through 3, 4 Rainier Beach tacklers, and he's close to another Quaker first down across the 45-yard line.
I think that
it's called wrapping them up and bringing them down. The scat back gets 8 yards around the left end there. 2nd and 2, the pitch again to Nelson. He's got one lead blocker and he guides them through, but there's 4 or 5 Rainier Beach tacklers, and my goodness, number 19 in on the tackle is Andre Perry Miller. So the quarterback here in the 4th period. Excuse me, 10:50. We're under the 11-minute mark, folks. Up the middle now. It's number 24 for the Quakers, and that's a positive gain for the Quakers as Franklin knocking on Thor again. Now into Rainier Beach territory. The handoff up the gut again. And they seem to find a way to get more than just a few yards after contact. Trying to get that height advantage. Back for a quick drop. Throwing deep and over his intended receiver is Harris. And he wanted number 25, Derek Look there. 2 receivers in the had an opening, but the pass dangerously over the head of his intended receiver.
Able to follow through, and I think the fact that there was a defender in his face didn't allow him to follow through with his pass.
Slot left, and Franklin tries the left side, but again, look for Avi Castro near sideline. Pro set, looks like a pass play. Reeves is right. The pass, no, it's going to be a run. It was a double look on the handoff, and cutting across the grade, number 31, across midfield for Rainier Beach. And what a play for the Vikings. It looked like a fake run, but then he chose again to put the ball in the Rainier Beach down by a point. Needing and wanting to get on the board here. Right side now in a cross buck pattern in the backfield. And Rainier Beach, Kane defense. Reeve left, Castro right, Pro set again in the backfield. Shaw Jones the fake. Now it's Thomas Williams who darts in and out. And the Hurricane swarms after a short gain. Not enough for the first down, but it will be curricular activities. And you know the officials are keeping it with the line judge. Pro set again. Castro is right, and straight up the middle goes Alan Wells. And high formation, split receivers. Rainier Beach goes to the run. Up the gut again, and slicing off tackle is Williams. Spinning and refusing to go down as the black cloud swarms over him after a Nebraska eye. Thomas Williams trying to follow Hampton into the backfield again. He spins inside the 10-yard line and will be brought down at the 8-yard line. So 2 big running plays as Williams is stopped by Jesse Hobson doing the saving duties for the defense. Again, Shaw Jones up front. Thomas Williams, the deep back. Looking for a quick pass into the corner. Up goes Reeves. He goes high. And a touchdown for the Vikings over number 24, Kyle Thompson in coverage. Good job by Reeves. That mismatch. Going for two now to make up for that blocked kick. Wells goes back and sees an opening. Dives across the right side, and it's a conversion touchdown for the Vikings. And folks, it's a tie ball game. No, it's 21-14. Vikings in the lead with that.
Something new.
64-yard drive for the Vikings as Castro set for the kickoff. Deep to the three receivers. It will be Leon Nelson at the 8-yard line. He gallops across the 20. An opening just briefly, and he gets through that. And he's got one to beat. And he cuts back to the left at the 40. He's at the 30. And he's being chased by one defender who rides him out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Great pursuit by that one player, but a wonderful run back by Leon Nelson. And as if the band's energy and enthusiasm cued him up, the Franklin Quakers, led by Leon Nelson, take it all the way from his own 8-yard line on that run back to the 18, where it's marked 1st and 10 for Franklin. To that 64-yard drive, 64-yard drive by Rainier Beach with a 74-yard kick return of his own. They'll try the running game themselves, will Franklin. And Leon Nelson digs in and might have gathered a yard or two, but Abby Castro slams it about their offensive effort. Harris now. Again to the scat back up the middle. And he gets cut down right away by number 54 for Rainier Beach. Run each offense well. Kudos to Harris as well as Ellen Wells. Harris sends Jesse Hobson in motion, the cross-buck formation, and number 44 tries the left side. Rainier Beach stiffens as Eric Walden, the express, right for Harris, who's got Leon Nelson as the deep back who goes in motion. The passing situation, not even worrying about a fake. The pressure up the middle, ball is loose. That will be called a forward pass out of the power I. They've got the lead. Can they work the clock with 3:38 left in this ball game? The handoff to keep it on the ground goes to the right side, and the lateral movement eats up a few seconds. But there is no gain for Thomas Williams of Rainier Beach, stopping Franklin when they seem to be in the doorstep of tying things up. Aaron Harris now, he tries to pass it from the backfield. The referees are
Are they going to call that a incomplete pass, or are they going to call that a fumble?
The ball seemed to come out of his hands, even though his hand was moving forward. They're ruling it was a fumble as the defender forced it back there.
He didn't have
formation again. Shaw Jones, the up back. Draw play, and just getting across the goal line to get out of the end zone is they're running solid. That drive down the field was a running game drive, even though it was capped by a pass to Reeves for the 6 points.
Looking down, but there's some obvious plays that would work for a situation to be high percentage plays, and yet those plays are not being utilized.
At this point, you're in a position to go down that field. We're talking about the Comcast player of the game. We've mentioned some key names. Who are your leading favorites at this time, Larry?
My favorites at this time is Avi Castro. He's just done everything. Williams, the running back for Rainier Beach, and then Jesse Hobson, the all Mr. Everything for the Quakers.
Good choice. Hiking the ball, Jarius Wood, who holds and running in the end zone, apparently to give up 2 points and to eat up that clock is Avi Castro. We didn't talk about that. 16, mirroring that 20-16 loss to West Seattle perhaps, and it will be a kickoff from the 20 for Avi Castro, who puts it on the ground at the 50-yard line. Number 51, one of the leaders for Franklin, gathers it up, and that's Louis Solo. Point difference for Franklin as they start just inside Rainier Beach's territory. The delayed handoff and the cutback to Nelson, who goes up in the air at that tackle, and you worry about a kid when he goes up in the air like that. Quarterback number 13 set to go under center with one lone back for the Quakers. Double tight ends, deep split. He goes wide right to the wide open receiver Jesse Hobson, who lunges forward to the 31. That'll momentarily stop the clock and can operate in under 1 minute for the Quakers. Harris again. One back to help protect. He's got time, but not enough. The pressure up the middle. Trips right on the near side. Harris back to pass, throws to the under, but it's blocked at the line of scrimmage. Does Harris. Motion this way is Garrett Rogers. Pressure again, and Harris barely gets it away, but does at the near sideline. In the Metro Final, we expect West Seattle and Eastside Catholic to be a heck of a game, but there's a whole bevy of crossover games in Metro League tournament play to end the season next Friday. Back, and again under pressure. Harris goes downfield, up to grab it amidst 3 Viking defenders, and it looks like a first down. 4-4 defense, which is showing some give room with 10 seconds to go. 1st and 10. Deep goes Harris into the corner and unable to pull in the backfield. Harris now set to go. 2 receivers on the right. A little bit obscured as the trips right into the end zone again. Wide open, touchdown for the Quakers! Unbelievable finish! Unbelievable finish! The touchdown to their hero, Jesse Hobson, and that has got to be the player of the game. So many heroes here tonight. What an amazing transformation on the last play with 4 ticks. Trips right, Hobson into the end zone. Harris does it, guns down Jesse Hobson. The 6 points means it's Franklin 22, Rainier Beach 21. The cheerleaders are on the field, the coaches are on the field, fans are making their way as the band plays from our near sideline, and the black cloud is removed from Franklin, and Rainier Beach is down on a last-second effort by the Quakers here tonight. Wow, what a finish. And we'll be right back with the player of the game right after this. It's Rainier Beach 21. We're just getting calm. Let's go down to the field and have Larry Sonato talk to the Comcast player of the game.
Tom, we're down on the field. 4 seconds left in the game. Incredible finish. We're with our Comcast player of the game, Jesse Hobson, after receiving a 30-some-yard pass from Aaron Harris. Jesse, what were you thinking of when you guys designed that play? What was the idea?
I was just thinking, I need to catch this ball because I knew the ball was coming to me. So I was just thinking, I need to catch this ball, focus on the ball, regardless if I get hit or anything, I need to catch the ball.
Did we try to have misdirection going away and then coming back to you? Were you the primary receiver?
Yeah. We tried it, but, at first they was on me, and then we just made, we made our little play up right out the timeout. We didn't, it wasn't no design play, just made it up.
You made it up as you went along?
We made it up.
What do you think of the game overall?
It was a good game, good competition. I mean, they play hard, we play hard, but we came out with the victory.
Incredible finish. Congratulations to your entire team.
Thank you.
Good job, Justin.
All right, thank you.
All right. Tom, not much more you can say after a game like that. Back up to you.
Thanks, Larry. Good job, and good job, young fella. Good job, young fellows all around. And the 22-21 win by Franklin will certainly spark this rivalry as it is renewed today. After a back-and-forth first half, it was first Franklin scoring on the run, Rainier Beach on the run, an interception deep in the end zone as he was marked down at his 1-yard line. A long 99-yard drive by Franklin to take the 14-7 lead into the locker room. Rainier Beach came out rocking and rolling, trying some things, and it was a pass play to Avi Castro, 3-yard touchdown for Rainier Beach, but the kick was blocked, so they didn't catch quite up to Franklin. But Rainier Beach in the 4th period drove 64 yards, capping off a run-focused drive with a throw by Alan Wells to Michael Reeve. Touchdown and a 2-point conversion by the quarterback, scatting in up an opening in the middle. And it was 21-14. Then Avi Castro, with just minutes left, under 2 minutes, was caught in his own end zone. A little strategic ploy, giving up 2 points, but trying to gain field position. And the 50-yard march by Franklin was successful when quarterback Aaron the Gun Harris threw it 21 yards into the end zone to number 21, Jesse Hobson. And those 6 points made the final score 22-21. This game recap brought to you by Banner Bank. Folks, we appreciate your listening. This is Comcast On Demand Varsity Sports Metro Game of the Week. Final score, Franklin